I'm just going to play with my hair till people get here. Just going to play with my hair. Come on, I'm about to bust. Get in here. Let's just discuss this. Oh my God. Hi, crazy nurse. Hey, Dorothy. Hi, CJ. It's all my trial buddies coming in. It was a big day. It was a big, big day. I think tomorrow's going to be bigger. I'm so excited. Hello, Kim. Hi, Earth. State of disorder. Crystal says so. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Sarah. Oh, what a day, right? Oh, what a day. AQB, when they said he was definitely testifying, I ran, you know how, okay, I ran through my house like Macaulay Culkin in the first Home Alone. Oh, a Band-Aid of memories. Hey, Maritza. I went running through the house, AK, like that. Just running like Macaulay Culkin in Alone 1, the first Alone. And yeah, you did. Listening and learning. Okay, goodness gracious. Oh, it was such an exciting day. Picking daisies. Oh yeah. See, a lot of people went live when they started doing the testimony, when he started testifying. And I contemplated it for about 10 seconds. And I thought, no, I just really want to be able to hear what he's saying, and not have to work, not have to read chat or not make give a facial reaction or whatever. Hold on. I said it in my first video 6 seconds ago. I bought the cheap wine. This is my Arbor Mist Blackberry. Now this glass, hold on, you can't see it, can you? This glass right here, this huge glass, can hold a regular, hey.com, can hold a whole glass of wine. And I've tested it. This is a whole big glass. It's not going to hold this. So anyway, brought out the cheap wine. When he went on the stand, I said, oh, yeah, that's probably deceptively big. This thing is ginormous. Hold on. Oh, now I've got a little spillage. Hold on, everybody. Calm down. Hey, Lucy. Thank you, Lucy. I know everybody got to see me throw a fit. I haven't thrown a fit like I did just a couple minutes ago in quite a long time. I've just felt them not necessary, but you can only say so much about me before I'll react. Call my kids fat, call them whatever the fuck you want to call them. But don't talk about anybody else. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's a no-no. That's a no-no. It is perfect one because, like I said, crazy. I have when I bought it, it says holds one bottle of wine, and I said, "Oh, we'll see about that." Well, it did. I figured it out the next day, but it did. Thank you, Maritza. All right. So one thing we didn't get to yesterday, life got in the way. I want just real briefly, Mark Ball, the treasurer of the lawyer, the lawyers. When he got home yesterday, right? I just want to say this real quick. I didn't get to. I made all these notes. Look, all right. So, yeah, he was absolutely a prosecution's dream come true. The only problem yesterday was the little dude, the little forensic scientist who said they should have, covered Paul. I think Paul was getting some, drips of water. And they ultimately did put the big tent things over him. But when that one old guy said that they should have taken the sheet and processed it after they put him over him, that's probably right. That seems about right to me. I would think, because if you're bagging hands and all that, it looks like you would take that as well. But, it's over and done now. So that was the only point I thought he made yesterday. Hey, twin! It's cheap, but it's good. Blackberry, Arbor Mist Blackberry. They also have an Arbor Mist Cherry, which is really good too. I haven't really tried the peach yet, but I will. So cheap wine and crime. I think hello Penny, I love you. Cheap wine and crime. That's the new title of the show. Too bad the trial's going to end soon. But anyway, all right. So they had that little young boy up first today. Oh, wait a minute. Let me put the invite. Somebody get your ass up here because I know you're as excited as I am. Talk about this. All right, hold on. There we go. Put it in here. Y'all jump up. There we go. Nope. Yep. There we go. I love you so much, Penny. So that little young boy got up, and he was pretty much testified the way that every other little young kid that, knew him. I am shocked, though, at, I don't know if y'all, every single person that seems like that they've talked to actually went to the crime scene that night. I mean, it was like you have all these lawyers who are so smart traipsing all over, and the police letting them traipse all over every entrance. Sour girl, I love you. Traipsing over every entrance to and from that dog kennel. I didn't get it, but whatever. You think they know better. Okay. Somebody better get up here. I mean it right now. And then when the defense started to argue that prosecution shouldn't key in on the financial stuff. Wait a minute. Hold on. It was supposed to be 82 today. I don't think it actually got to 82, but it is nevertheless. Hold on, guys. I can't talk while I'm on it. I'm usually down here freezing. These were the best 250 I ever spent in my life, these things. Hey, Tammy. All right, so when they started arguing that the prosecution should not be allowed to use the financial, I mean, is that not, can we say motive? Isn't that motive? Because to me, in my opinion, and I am not a juror or a lawyer, I am not a lawyer. I believe that he cared about his wife deeply, and I believe he cared about his children deeply. I believe him when he says that. I believe him when he says, when he describes his wife today, I believed him. But what I also believe is that he loved her so much, and Paul so much. And, if Buster had been there, Buster, don't go anywhere along with your daddy no more. I believe he shot his wife. I believe he shot his wife because he knew this was coming. He knew that it was going to come up, and this was a first check of many. That's what I believe. If y'all believe anything different, hit the link, hold on, and come on up and let's talk about it. So yeah, I do believe that. I believe what he said. I really believe what he said. I believe he adored that boy. I believe he adores Buster. After this happened, hey, Catherine, there's my Catherine. Me and Catherine were talking about the nicknames when he kept calling him Paw Paw. And I have a nickname for all 4 of my children, all 5 of my children, and my grandchildren. I have nicknames for them. And like I was telling Catherine, because she has nicknames for hers too, but I don't think I would get up on the stand in a trial where I am accused of killing one, and saying, oh no, iPoppy was just, I loved iPoppy, and I didn't know where iPoppy went, because iPoppy is what I call my middle grandson, Ryan. iPoppy is just always out doing stuff and all that. Yeah. Lamala, yeah, because we got Buster in the 2015 possible, well, it ain't possible, Stephen Smith died of blunt force trauma, but was not run over by a car. And the whole entire town said Buster did it. So, I mean, I was trying to think yesterday. Every single member of the family, except for Maggie, had been accused of a murder. But have y'all ever heard the 911 tape of Maggie when the housekeeper fell? Did y'all ever hear that? Have y'all ever heard that 911 call? Maggie, I would have been in hysterics. Hello, Amanda, baby. I would have been in hysterics, but she was like, "Yeah, no, she fell. Yeah, so, I ain't saying she killed her. I'm just saying if you 3 of the 4 have been accused of murder. Just saying. Oh no, Paul would have been convicted not of murder, but I don't know. He was drunk, and he knew he was drunk. I don't know what they would have. You've heard it, Kim. It's very matter of fact. She don't get excited. But yeah, probably. Crystal probably. Oh, I know goddamn well this is not Tammy on my damn thing. Hold on. Oh. I know goddamn well this is not Tammy on my damn thing. Hold on. I know goddamn well this is not Tammy on my damn thing. Hold on. Okay. Anyway. If you've heard it, it's I think, she is. Well, that might have just been her. I don't know. Is she on live on Spirit Finder? Because that's what tried to get in here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So let's see. I don't know where I was. Oh, the nickname. Let's start with the nickname. Oh yeah, Pawpaw. And I thought, I said it in my comment, it insulted my intelligence. He was 22 years old. Call him Paul. You know what I'm saying? Paul. I didn't like it. And I see where people say he won trials because he got to the people. If you noticed, all through the trial, as soon as he sat in the chair, his chest and his legs and everything was facing that jury, which I guess it looks wrong on y'all's. That jury here, right? And when he answered it, he would look over at his lawyer momentarily to get the question, and he would look him dead in the eye while he was answering it. I know, and he never stopped it. Every time, even after a break, he would turn right around, right there, arms open. And I guess some kind of, body language person can thank you, sour girl. So he gets on the stand and starts to blame every single thing on the addiction. But I got really excited. I love you, sour girl. I really got excited when his lawyer asked him, "Were you, Freeside, were you at the kennels?" And he said, the lawyer said, when they were murdered. And he said, yes, I was. Go back and listen. I got all kind of excited. Now and then he admitted he lied to the police. He lied to all his friends. He kept the lie going until today, basically. He kept the lie going until today that he wasn't there, was never there. My thing is, you admitted you rode your little golf cart down the road, right? Because you didn't want to get too sweaty. Hey, princess, it's okay. We're just getting into it. You admitted that you rode your little thing down there. And after dinner, you didn't go with Paul and Mags because you had just taken a shower and eating and you didn't want to get all sweaty and the dogs were going to be jumping up all over again and all that stuff. That's what you said. And then you go down there, you say, and the dogs are going crazy, and you know, everybody's playing, and Paul is filming the dog, and then you say, I'm going to my mom's. Facing someone feet forward is it really, crazy nurse? Crazy nurse. Really? Because did you notice he was like facing them? He was like chest. I watched. It wasn't just the head, it was the whole body. And I thought, oh, you good. Because he's kept, hey, Alan, he's coached so many witnesses. You think he don't know what he's doing? Hey, Rain Girl. Rain Girl, I had to. Like I said, talk about me, talk about my kids, but you don't talk about my buried. Don't talk about my buried. It ain't got nothing to do with, you know what I'm saying? All right. So when he said he was at the kennels when they were murdered, I said, what? And I thought I was going to get a story like, they fired from the. No, I went back and read it again. Hey, Jeannie, I went back and read it again or watched it again. And he admitted that he had gone down there, right? Which we already knew. There was the damn picture of the thing. All right. So he didn't say he was going to, I thought he was say he was dead when they got murdered. Then the addiction makes him paranoid. So he was so addicted to pills and so paranoid, he couldn't tell the police the truth, that he was down at the kennels. But what would it, Princess, welcome to the screening room. What harm would it have been to say, yeah, I was down there right before I left to go to my mom's? Why are you lying? You're digging a hole. My grandma has always told me, if you find yourself in a hole, stop digging. I will give you all those little things my grandma says. Y'all will be saying them for the rest of your life, like I will. So, and then he all of a sudden jumped in the car and went to his mother's. But we know that right after Paul filmed that dog, hey, Banana Bicycle Seat, how are you, my love? Welcome. We're all trial buddies today. I briefly saw him. He used that. Well, I hope they interpret it as a side. I mean, as that. Hey, Aaron, I hope they interpret it just the way I am. I hope the pawpaw got on their nerves. I don't think he'll do it for the. I don't think he'll call him that with the prosecutor. I just don't think he will. No, Banana Seed. I'm going to watch that tonight. I got one more. Let's see. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 3 more plays. My daughter is the last 3 plays tonight, Friday, Saturday. I'm going to the one tomorrow night, so I won't be on F It Up Friday. Well, I will a bit later. But I can't. I don't have any when I go to when she's in this play, I've got to go and pick her up at 10 to 11 o'clock at night after the play's done, right? Bring her home. Then I got to get up at 6 in the morning, get her up, get her to, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, well, hello, D baby. Hey, my love. All right. We're talking about this trial, D. Now, was it just me, or did y'all get sick and tired of hearing about the damn fire? I got so sick and tired of hearing about the damn corn and sunflowers. We talked about that for way, way too long. I don't want to talk about it. It's actually cabaret, so it's a musical. And it's quite an elaborate, I needed you earlier. Why were you crying? Type why you crying. We'll handle it. Don't worry about it. Hey, Ziggles, I love you so much. You're out to eat. We'll go back to eating, honey. They kept talking about those damn, and to me, he had just dropped this bomb that he was at the kennels when they died. Why are we talking about, hey, he was in there, my sweet? Why are we talking about sunflower seeds and corn? And more bird stuff. And Paul, he just went out there all the time. And Paul was always out there. And Paul. All right. So then he says he took a shower. After the first photograph was taken of him with a tree, all right, this was it. And he put on the t-shirt and the shorts that he had on when he found them. And then he took a golf cart to the kennels. And the dogs were running about. But when he got back, the dogs were in the kennels. As the crow fly, Jeannie, that is well. Then we got to talking about the dogs and the dogs' collars and what dog had on the collar. And Bubba liked to run around, and the first thing they did was run around the pine trees, and then they run, and the further they would go. And then, I think Bubba had on the collar, but I don't think Grady did, but Grady might have. And again, we get into a long story about nothing. And then Alex actually demonstrates to us, America, how to get a dog to release a guinea from its mouth. Let's put it right here and take it out. And he laid the chicken up there, or the chicken, guinea, I don't know which one it was. And he began to talk more about that dead chicken. He said, they don't always die. This one did, but they don't always die. And I'm thinking, okay, can we get to this shooter? No, we didn't. And then after that, he quickly gets back. I've covered this already. I'll go back over it. Quickly gets back and goes back down there. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I put 5+ minutes describing, his parents' home. It was 5+ minutes. Peeing on everyone. That Gina, I know more about that damn dog than I know about anything in this case. So 5 minutes describing a photograph of his parents' home. Then he also made the claim. Here's the wonderful thing about Alex Murdaugh. He doesn't know when to shut up. His lawyer asked him a question, and he talks, and he talks, and he talks, and he talks. Mr. Waters is loving life right now because Alex doesn't know when to shut up. And his lawyers, for some reason, are not telling him to just curtail his answers to yes or no or whatever. Alex likes to talk. Alex, it ain't going to look good on you. And listen, I know that you're going to blame a lot of things on OxyContin. You're gonna blame memory loss. You're gonna blame, paranoia. That's why you had to steal. Nobody believes you've been an addict for 20 years and that your coworkers didn't know it and your wife didn't know it until 2018. Alex, no. Because back when I was in the workforce and I had to do my job, I had to stop at everybody's place because I was in quality control. So I had to several times a day go around and measure stuff that people were doing. If somebody was having a bad day, if somebody was hungover, if somebody wasn't quite right, I knew it. Now, that's not the same thing as a lawyer. I guess not, being in a building full of lawyers, but I do think people probably pop their head in and talk to you. So no, I ain't buying that. You didn't spend millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars on OxyContin. You just didn't. Now it came up that his Paul, a counselor, wanted to talk to Paul. I mean, my God, he had killed someone and maimed another. And a guidance counselor wanted to speak to him, but his father said not till we talk to a lawyer. And I guess if lawyering is your family business, maybe, but you were a lawyer. Not that you could advise him, because I don't think a parent can. It's whatever. Hey, banjo lady. It's y'all say it for me. Conflict of interest. But I mean, a guidance counselor wants to talk to your son about what he's done, and you say, "Oh no, I got to talk to a lawyer first." I mean, the story was already out there, sir. Your son was showboating, pardon the pun, and after he assaulted his girlfriend, and I'm not saying mean things about the victim of this crime, but this family is not a bunch of innocent little oh shucks. We're just blessed to have all this. They're not that. They're not that. They were really big fish in a little pond. And they liked it that way. And who wouldn't? Honestly. I mean, think about it. Hey, Forgotten Whispers. Oh, yes. Well, Forgotten, I'm not going to drum it down your throat, but I'm going to keep putting this damn link up. And if somebody, why are people scared to get on the panel with me? Why? I don't know why. I'm a wonderful person. Anyway, so I don't know what kind of help. I wonder what kind of help Paul got after that, meaning any kind of counseling, anything like that. I mean, it had to be a huge toll on you that you knew your mistake, your fuck up, your several fuck ups. You fucked up so many times in that night that it wasn't even funny. Led to a death and a girl having her hand almost, ripped off. And he was, quote, nowhere near around when Paul and Maggie got shot. Those were his exact words. Nowhere near around when Paul and Maggie got shot. He was nowhere near around them. Another interesting thing. Well, Banjo, now I'm not saying that he did not develop an addiction around 1918. He's been addicted since 1918. He's the oldest addict we've ever known. I'm not saying that he wasn't addicted to them probably 2018, 19, 20, 21. He knew that this house of cards was going to fall sooner or later, right? Is he the one that was in court today? The son? Who? Which one crazy? I know, Paul. It got on my nerves too. I'm glad it got on yours. I'm trying to see what crazy lady. Paul's dead. Alex killed his son Paul, who had the boating accident, and his wife. His youngest son Buster was in court today. And Buster had to be thanking God he won't home right then. He could have sold the pills, Banjo, but here's the thing. And I've said this before. And if anybody, I'm going to keep doing this till somebody gets the hell up here. I live in the same town where Jerry Falwell lives. His church is here. Yeah. And his sons are a little bit older than me, but growing up, right, we all knew in this town that his older son, Jerry Jr., was a drunk, drug addict weirdo. All right. His second son, Jonathan, who is now the pastor of Thomas Road Baptist Church, great kid, always been a great kid, But Jerry Jr. was and is a sack of shit. And I think there's a documentary on him somewhere because his philandering wife, who would have sex in front of him with, different cabana boys, it hasn't ended well for them. Hey, Tennessee lady. And so, yeah, the oldest is Buster. And Paul was babe. Wait a minute. There's crazy nerves. Paul was the youngest. I'm sorry. Buster is the oldest. I'm sorry. I get them mixed up. What are you doing, love?
Hey, beautiful. So I'm trying to figure out the son that was in court today.
Buster,
is that the one that was in the driving the boat and
no.
Okay.
No, Paul, the one that got murdered, was the one. That's why Alex is trying to say and is always maintained that because Paul, they said he did. He was 22 at the time when he got killed. When he got killed,
right.
He would get horrible messages. People would just say horrible things to him. They would threaten him because he really kind of, from all reports, it really kind of didn't faze him. I mean,
That's sad.
The night of the boat accident, the girl that he killed was actually missing, and her boyfriend was talking to cops, and Paul was smirking at the boy.
What?
One girl's got her hand half cut off, and the other girl was missing, and Paul is smirking. On the boat, they kept telling Paul, please let so-and-so drive, because Paul was so drunk.
Right.
And he started doing like circles in the water at night in the middle of like
oh my God.
And then he went, his girlfriend, I think, said to let the other guy drive. There was two other boys. And there was 3 boys, 3 girls. And she got upset and wanted him to let the other girl drive. Hello, Missouri country girl. And he went back and assaulted her.
Oh my gosh.
It was a real little, oh, thank you, princess. Yeah, I mean, he was a little shit. And everyone, and Buster, okay, let me catch you up. Everybody just hold on, have a step. I gotta catch you on this family. All right, so.
Yeah, because I've missed this part of it.
Buster, the one that was in court today.
Yes.
The oldest. He, in 2015, a boy that he went to school with was found in the middle of a back road where he lived, or his car had run into some kind of car trouble, and they found him sprawled out in the middle of the road.
Right.
Well, they got up to him, and they realized rather quickly that he wasn't run over by a car. So they got him back, and they did an autopsy, and he died of blunt force trauma.
Okay.
Now, everybody in town, every kid in town, every kid's mama, all of a sudden said Buster did it.
Oh.
The oldest boy. One person said they were leaning up, there was a bunch of them, and they were in Buster's truck, and somebody, put a bat out of the car and hit him. And other people said it was just, and then was a couple other guys with Buster, and they beat him up because he was gay. And
what?
Some people said that him and Buster had a relationship, and some people said it was just, it was some people. But this detective, I will post it.
Yeah.
Guy's name. A guy went through it, and he had the police tapes. And when they called all these people, they said, well, yeah, so-and-so told me. He got all the way to basically a step away from Buster. You know what I mean? Like one person away from cinching it.
Right, right.
And it just went cold. And all of a sudden, nothing, crickets. And if I am not wrong, they have reopened that case.
Yeah, didn't the mother?
Alex, the guy on the stand, killed his wife and his son.
No, I mean the kid's mother, the one that died.
Yeah,
the other one. Yeah, didn't the mother push for that?
His wife and the kid's mother, and up until today, denied being down at. They have several properties. All right, and when I say properties, this was a 17,000 acre hunting and fishing, and they had a lodge, little house there. They had a beach house. They had another house. So they were living quite well.
Yes.
And so Alex has always maintained that it was somebody that was after Paul. And my thing is, okay, so, and hey, Dashing Donna, so today he finally admits. He admitted that he was up at the lodge and he ate. Then he said he went to his mom's house, not back towards these dogs. Today he admitted he did it. He was there because there's a photograph. Anyway, so how we know what this? All right, here's where I was going to get. I got you right up here where we need you.
Okay.
He said now he admits he was there.
Okay.
And he admits he was there. Paul took his son was keeping a friend of his dog. Yeah, the dog.
Right.
The dog had a little spot on his tail, and he was on the phone with the friend, and they tried to FaceTime it, right? But
Right.
it's not very good coverage down there. So Paul said, "All right, I'll film it and send it to you." So he's playing with the dog. He's telling the dog to sit. He's
Right.
I mean, he spoke very lovingly to the dog, and
Yeah.
he got a shot of the tail, right?
Okay.
Paul never sent that photograph, that
Film. A video.
yeah, he never sent it. Right after that, his phone goes down and doesn't move. And then his wife's goes down and doesn't move. They're literally maybe 20 feet apart.
Wow.
The wife and the son. Their phones don't fucking move again.
Mm-hmm.
But Alex admits he was down there now, today, admitted he was down there when his son took that film.
Oh.
Okay, then you were there when they got shot.
Exactly.
If he says that all right, because the son got shot with buckshot and birdshot and buckshot.
Damn.
And
Yeah.
he blew his son's brains out. His son's brains were laying beside his ankle.
Oh my God.
He hits the boy with birdshot first, right? So it goes through his chest. Doesn't kill him.
No, because birdshot's
right. And then he hits him with that. His wife then, they have an automatic weapon, a black whatever, I don't know. He shoots
the black 300,
something like that.
Yeah.
He shoots his wife in both legs. He shoots his wife in the abdomen, and then he shoots his wife in the head. Now, my thing is, he says he was there for him to do that, for him to film that, right? And then he jumped on a golf cart and went up to the house. You have at least 2 guns.
Wow.
Firing.
Okay.
You're going to hear it.
Yeah.
And so yesterday, the defense brought this guy in where he went inside the house, the exact conditions, with the air conditioner on, the TV on, and they fired the guns way down at the dog kennels, and you couldn't hear it in the house. And I kept thinking, why are they putting this guy up saying you couldn't hear it in the house? Alex wasn't in the house. He said he was gone. Well, guess what? He wasn't gone. So that was a bombshell today. Then Alex claimed, "Hey, Spivey girl, where have you been?" "Hey, Gina, okay, thank you. Thank you." Alex said at the time he requested OnStar data to prove where he was. And he said he also wanted the GPS from the phones.
Okay.
Now, that's what he said, right? Because he's a civil lawyer, right? So he's
not criminal, so he's not that smart.
But what was so funny is when the Dodge or whatever, he was a Suburban. I don't know who makes those. Anyway.
GMC and Chevy.
Yeah, well, the OnStar people said, we really told the prosecution a while back, we don't keep things like that. And then right before the trial starts, OnStar calls the prosecutor and says, we got it. We got it. But then the defense didn't want it in.
Right.
Well, I'm thinking, wait a minute, Alex, because your attorneys didn't want it in, but you saying you requested it that night. I mean, I've got a very uncanny ability to remember bullshit.
Yeah, right.
I mean, my husband hates it because I don't forget shit. I don't forget nothing. And I wish some people say it's a curse. I say it's a gift. Because anytime my kids would try to lie, I'd be like, "Do you remember what you said last Tuesday at 7:00? Oh, you don't? Bobby, thank you so much. Thank you. Y'all don't have to do that. You don't have to. We're having fun here. Well, we're having fun, but all right. So then he went through, oh, goddamn. Then he went through over and over everywhere he stayed for the next, it seemed like a month. Oh, that was my brother John Marvin's to win the 30th Friday. I mean, anyway.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this. And this took me by surprise, he's fake cried a lot. because they the Law and Crime Network, the one I do.
Yeah.
I am Wrangler. It is my inner Miss Marple. It is, because I watch her every night. I would watch it. They keep a thing on him, and he's never cried. He's wiped a lot of stuff away, but he was talking about, because he killed. All right, let me set this up. Let me go back. People, we'll go get there. So, all right, so June 7th, right? The chief financial officer of the law firm he is partnered with brings him a wonky check. That's what we call them down here. And if something's not right, it's wonky.
Exactly.
So she took him a wonky check and said, "Alex, what is this?" And he was like, "Oh shit. Oh shit." Because he knew there were about 1,000 wonky checks behind that one.
Yeah, wasn't it millions?
Oh, it was very many millions. So he leaves and picks that night to call his wife, who is at the beach house having work done, and Paul's wherever the hell he is, and says, "Listen, Paul, you got to get down here to the hunting lot." They call it Mosul because that's the road it's on. Right. And he called his wife and said, "I need you to come here because Paul, his dad was in the hospital." This was the 7th. On the 11th, Paul had court. Paul had court on, I want to say it's the lawsuits. If they were asking upward of $30 million. And that was going to be on the 11th of June. 7th of June, the first check comes. And the CFO, who was amazing. She didn't have to look at one note when she was saying stuff. All right, so he goes, he calls both of them to the hunting lodge, and they end up dead. Buster's away at law school, cheating. Buster got thrown out of law school for cheating. But he was busy up in law school cheating. His father dies on the 11th.
Yeah, I heard that.
They get killed, then his father dies. All right, so he was talking. That's right. Not today, Satan. Not today. So they had a funeral on Friday. Oh, Spivey, I love you. Thank you. You don't have to do that. Promise you. I love you, though. So they had the Maggie and Paul on Friday. Then his dad's on, I think, Sunday.
Was his dad sick?
Yeah. His dad been sick, on and off. So when he was talking about that, there were floods of tears coming down. And I mean floods of tears.
Yeah.
Now, of course, there would be, wouldn't they? I mean,
right. Because it was real.
Yeah, it was absolutely real. I think he did what he thought. And I'm not trying to make him out to be because he did the right thing. No, killing yourself would have been the right thing. But
yeah.
I don't know why he made the decision to kill him. And I believe that he did because he called them there. His wife didn't want to come. She had workers. She even had to tell the workers, "Hey, can y'all lock up when you leave?"
Yeah.
I mean,
Didn't you go see a lawyer about a divorce before
that's what everybody has said, but that has not come up anywhere. I mean, it is my mother argued that with me, and I'm with Mom. It's not anywhere in this when the prosecution laid their case out, it wasn't there. If I think if he had, it'd have been there.
Well, I would think.
Yeah. And so I think they were absolute genuine tears. He buried his wife, his son, and his dad in 2 days. That's a lot. That's a lot. Let's just say that's a lot.
A lot for any of us, right?
Yeah, and I'm all right. So then we go to he has got some absolutely amazing women that take care of his mother, the mother has dementia. And these 2 women take care of her, one during the day and one at night. And they've been there one's been there almost 30 years. She took the stand the other day and said that those boys and their sister were like her children. And that Paul and all the grandchildren were like her grandchildren. And that she talked to Maggie every day, and that was her daughter and her best friend. And then you had the one that came in at night. All right, so she took the stand a while back during the prosecution, and she said Paul oh shit, I'm sorry, I always get them mixed up. Alex stopped by very, very late, like after 9, right?
Mhm.
And said, "I'm out here. Can you let me in?" I locked the door. So she did, and he was carrying what she thought was a blue tarp.
Mhm.
Put it somewhere. I can't remember where he put it. And she said, one, it was odd that he came out that night. Whatever the hell that thing was, she could
Mhm.
not care less what it was. And then he left. So when the police come to talk to her, when they're gathered up, he turns around and looks at her. He said, "I was here for 40 minutes. That I was here for 40 minutes." She was like, "No,
Right.
no."
Telling her, yeah.
And she didn't lie. And you could tell she didn't want to tell the truth. I don't mean that she wanted to lie. I mean that it hurt her
Mhm.
to tell the truth.
Right.
Right. And so she just described what was a tarp. What it turned out to be was a huge blue rain jacket that was like a size 3X that went down to your knees.
Wow.
And inside that rain jacket was gunpowder residue, a lot of it.
That's where it was. Okay.
So the other housekeeper had come in earlier, came in the day when the defense called her. And she said she never saw that ever. She didn't see that night. When she got there the next morning, she never saw it. Don't really know how much that, but she said,
Yeah.
he said he'd never seen and touched it. Nobody's seen this thing, but why does the prosecution have it? Hey, Muffin Mouse, it could have been I don't know. There's so many rumors. I mean, this whole thing isn't that what a trial is, though? Rumors?
Yes. Yes.
I mean,
Until.
so, I mean, I'm just saying, isn't it? Let me
Yeah.
look around thing.
Unless you got actual proof.
Oh,
Circumstance.
he said that this is the dumb shit he lied about. He told the SLED agents, the South Carolina Law Enforcement, whatever, he told them that he got to work at about 10.
Okay.
Or 11. But it turns out he got there after 12. You can't even lie about, you can't tell the truth. I don't understand.
I don't
And
either.
then every time he would tell a lie, and he does it now too, you could check. I don't know, but I use my key thing, my key fob. You can check. I use this. You can check. So let me see what my next note is. Throughout the meeting, let me see what I was talking about.
Didn't they have a housekeeper die?
No, so SLED brought him in again, and they brought him in later on, and that's when they told him in the circle of the all right, so you have the crime and there's a circle around it. They couldn't get him out of the circle. They had gotten, they had rotated a lot of people out of the circle, but Alex just couldn't be rotated out of the circle. Hey, Ange. And for some reason, this upset Alex, even though Alex knew he was lying from the moment he made contact with Officer Green from whatever county. He knew he was lying. So, and he becomes, and then the clothes. So apparently he was wearing one outfit during one photograph and another outfit during the other. And the police didn't pick up the damn clothes. Nobody knows where the clothes are. Blah, blah, blah. And then at this point, right, his lawyer again says, "Did you kill Paul Murdaugh?" And they said, "No." "Did you kill?" "No." "Okay." And now we have time for cross-examination. Oh, and my favorite person this week is Mr. Waters, the prosecutor. Now, whereas Alex really, really likes to talk, and his lawyer just lets him, so does Mr. Waters.
Yes.
Right. Oh, he just lets them go. So, and I didn't get to write this down because this is when you got to pick up the kid from school. And I've got my phone in my ear, but that's all right. It's Colonel Sanders. He will be Miss America when he's older. He's got it going on. So Alex could, let me move this. You can hear my mic. Alex could not answer the simplest question. These were not hard questions.
Right.
And I mean, he either didn't understand it, acted like he didn't understand it. He acted real feeble, honestly. And I thought, what are you trying to do? Let me get a little sip of my wine.
He's trying to
Drinking
be
cheap wine tonight, crazy nurse. I'm drinking cheap wine and I love it.
Well, it's not Boone's Farm. That's what I said earlier.
No, it's not Boone's Farm. And with the twist top, my husband had a very hard time getting it, so it's almost like a cork. Just saying. Yeah, he did, Philly. See, his lawyer let him answer a question and then expand on it greatly. And I mean, I'm not even a lawyer and I know don't do that.
Yeah.
So I guess when Mr. Waters got up there and started asking questions, and Mr. Waters, to an extent, let him do it. And then he looked like he was getting bored, right? I mean, so, tomorrow is going to be a bloodbath, Philly. He lobbed him some mainly on his financial dealings and how much money he stole. And that, we went to a badge. I didn't know that a prosecutor, I guess his grandfather, great-grandfather, grandfather, and father were not constables.
They've been owned the town for years.
Yeah, they were like the town solicitors, whatever. So they were like prosecution, all right, basically. And they got badges. So they went on and on about these badges. And apparently, Alex, when he got his badge, because he became a constable after his father, for a very short time, by the way, he would keep it in the dash of his car. But even when he wasn't, okay, so that way, he said, I would put it on the dash of my car, or I would put it in the cup holder so that if I got stopped, they could see it, the cops. Right. And then there's a picture of him standing somewhere with the badge hanging out of his pocket, like badge up, he tucked it in his pocket so the badge was showing.
Right.
And he was like, I don't know, how could I? Maybe I just didn't do that right. Maybe I just didn't put it in my thing right. Oh my God. So I know we're getting there. I know that Mr. Waters is going to take us where we need to go. Granny takes a trip. Hello. Tried to act like he didn't realize he was. Yeah, Granny. Yeah, you're making a front. Catherine, I'm making it at 6:00, and I might make another one at 8. Fresh pot of coffee. And you know what? I might go downtown and score some crack. No, I'm just kidding. That'll be a soundbite.
Oh yeah, somebody's gonna clip that.
I hope we do, because it's a very important day. I don't want any important day go without illicit drugs. Anyway. All right, so the badge. Then it turns out that he had blue lights installed on his office issued Suburban. Blue lights.
Like police lights.
Yes.
What?
Yes. And when asked why, I really just didn't give a great answer. I don't know. And then they said, Mr. Waters asked who did it, and he named the guy who did it. And he said, oh yeah, didn't he get fired for something? That man has stolen money. The one who he said it was okay to put the blue lights on his. Wow. Anyway, that lost me.
Yeah, I'm lost too.
Because it was bad.
How do you do that if you're
and then they begin to argue because Alex is like not answering the fucking question. And Mr. Waters kept on like 3 times. He asked him the same question. And finally his people objected. And I don't think the judge really did anything because he answered. I mean, he did it again. So when Alex was going, I don't really know. I can't remember. Waters took out a folder and said, okay, you want to do it? We can do it. And threw it down. Because he had every single email that man sent, every single text, every single paper, every single check. He said, you want to do it? We'll do it. Dropped it. And I thought, Alex, you better act like you got some sense right now. He ain't playing.
No.
And at one point, and I didn't catch the whole quote, but Alex made the comment, I brought a lot of damage and wreaked a lot of havoc. And Mr. Waters said, you ain't kidding. And then it like ended for the day. So then his attorney, Alex's attorney got up and he was wondering, I'm just wondering, Judge, we have two witnesses, maybe 2.5 hours each or combined, and they're in from out of town. And we're wondering, Judge, if we can get them on tomorrow so that we don't have to pay for them to stay all weekend. It'd just be too much money. And the judge looked at Mr. Waters, and Mr. Waters was like, I think I've been very, very accommodating, but they're not going to interrupt my cross examination.
No.
So, that's exactly what the judge said. Not today, Satan, not today. So that's how we ended it. So we haven't even gotten into the murders, anything. We've just been fighting over the basic thing that the prosecutor wanted him to say today was, you looked people in the eye and stole their money. You looked him in the eye, and he would never, the man would name names. The prosecutor would name names, and he said, you looked them in the eye and you knew you were stealing their money. And he said, I don't know if I ever looked. I don't know. I don't know if I looked him in the eye.
Of course he did.
Then, so the prosecutor got mad. He said, give me one person that you looked into the eye and knew you were stealing their money. He said, oh, well, there's been a whole lot of them. And just name one.
So
he
shot himself in the foot.
He did. Now, see, for this financial part of this case is going to be its own trial. Yeah. So he has admitted for the last hour and a half of this thing that he stole money from all these people. Cancel that trial because he just admitted to it. Those charges on him for all the financial is life plus.
Oh my gosh.
He's not getting off this earth.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Outside of a jail.
No, he's going to die in prison somewhere.
Even if they acquit him and he has a parade thrown for him in the middle of the street, he's still going to be facing life plus because of the money he stole and the people he stole it from.
Oh my gosh. Well, then he just needs to. Do they have death penalty?
That's a good question. I would imagine, I don't know. I always meant to look it up. But like her sister, his wife's sister, got on the stand for the prosecution. They do, Missouri. They do. But ain't nobody gonna kill him. Because see, that family was so big and it went back so far. Oh no, Spivey says no death penalty. So the sister got up there for the prosecution, and she, at the end of her testimony, she said, I asked Alec if my sister suffered, and he said no. And she said, but now I'm not so sure.
Right.
Because if you think about it, he shot his son with non-lethal bird shot. And shot him. So he had to look up at his father.
Yes.
And he had taken, I think, some steps back. His father had shot him in this little, they called it a feed room, and it was a feed room. It had dog food, and and it wasn't a very big room. And his father shot him on the left side. And the coroner woman said, no, that didn't kill him. No, it wouldn't have killed him at all. He would have obviously needed attention. Yeah. But no, they kill him. So I'm going to put that up for sure. I'm sorry, I have not been putting comments back up. So Paul had to look up at his father. His wife had to look over at her husband shooting her son. And saw him blow her son's brains on the ground. And I'm being very, very graphic because
it is.
put myself, and then he turns the gun on her. And I don't know if she was going to run or what, but he shoots her in both legs. Not in, out, one bullet. Boom, boom, 2 bullets. And then he shoots her in the side, and the coroner, or I think she would be the medical examiner, said it would have been an absolutely horrendously horrible, painful wound because it clipped her kidney, pancreas, everything else. And while she was
the bullet.
Yeah, while she was down, right, while she was leaning down, or possibly on her knees, the bullet went through her. A bullet went through her arm, and then he shot her in the back of the head.
Damn.
So, see, when you go to the graphics of it,
it's quite graphic.
That's not love. You know, that's not love. That's greed or
evil.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but then you see him describe her, and I do believe that she was probably that woman. That they overindulge those children.
Yeah.
But if I had the means, would I do it? Probably. I mean, I like to say I wouldn't, but you know.
Well, we'd like to think we raised our children.
Exactly. We like, you know. So then because every time I think, oh, he really did love her, I have to remember exactly how the sequence of events and the terror.
Yes.
That they had to feel, even Paul for a moment. But Maggie, I'm sure that was the longest 15 seconds of her entire life.
Well, and the son, the last thing he saw was his father.
Yeah. So
I mean, how he's a
I don't know how you do it. I don't know. And I hope I never do, but not only do they have the death penalty, it's electric chair. Oh, or firing squad. You know, if I was ever to get the death penalty, I think I would go for a good firing squad.
Yeah,
I think I would. I'd want to be different. You know? But please lethal inject me with something and then just prop me up in front of the firing squad.
Exactly.
Just make sure I'm out cold. But I mean, I think they knew the prosecution. Right now it's iffy if we're going to get a hung jury.
Oh Lord.
So I think if they would have overshot with the death penalty, they would not have done it. They would not have done it. I don't think they would have, but I don't know. Maybe these people, like I've said before, I love watching trials, but I will never underestimate the stupidity of a jury ever again. Start with O.J. Simpson and all the way up, I can name them all. You want me to? I will never, ever underestimate the stupidity of 12 people stuck in a room.
Well, I wonder, is this a state where the judge can decide, even though, say, the jury says no death penalty, the judge can say, oh, but I still have the last word?
I don't know. The way they do things is not the way things are done in Virginia. In Virginia, all these they were arguing evidence getting in during the trial.
Right.
And in Virginia, all that shit is settled before. All those arguments are settled unless it's a bombshell, Right, sour girl. The fact that Casey Anthony walked out, no. I said, nope, okay, no more. Just let the damn judge. Oh, see you later, my love. I love you, Earth. Thank you for coming. I'm going to end this real quick. But anyway, so that's where we are. Tomorrow, I think that Mr. Waters is going to open up on Alex. I can't whoop ass, and I am here for it. I can't wait.
I'm off tomorrow. I'll be watching.
You should watch it because it's fascinating to me. It always has been.
Yeah, I was a trial assistant before I became a nurse.
Oh,
so
then there you are. I mean, I've told my children, when different cases come up, I said, O.J. Simpson was found not guilty. He could have stood up, pulled the bloody knife out of his pocket, and said, I killed them both.
That's right, because
and walked straight out of the damn courtroom.
That's right.
I said, that is the way our laws are set up.
That is the best judicial system in the world.
Yeah. I said, and then I think today my daughter said, well, that means, Mom, if, yeah, if this man gets found guilty, he won't get any time. But I said, no, he's testified now, so he's under perjury. He get perjury.
Yes.
It
Yes.
ain't life. Oh, Sour Girl, I love you so much. I love you so much. I thank you for coming over. So yeah,
Well, California is just going to let him out with no bond anyway. So
yeah, if
no,
he look,
Florida.
this is going to be an interesting entrance. I love and adore you too, Earth. I do always. um, yeah, this has been very interesting. I haven't really had a court case that I was into. I don't know, well, for different reasons. I don't know why, but this one I was like, I am here for it.
Yeah,
Well, Kay, thank you, my love.
it has twists and turns. And didn't they have a housekeeper that died?
Yeah. Oh, they did have a housekeeper that died. And do you know what he did? She's got two sons. She had two sons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one is special needs, and the other son is as close to special needs as you will get. He's
Okay.
very high functioning. He's got a job. They
Uh-huh.
lived in a trailer. Their mother was the nanny and housekeeper.
Yes.
She raised those boys of Alec Murdaugh's, right? She raised them.
Right.
Now, when she died in that house, Alex was suing. Alex represented the son and sued his own insurance company. He got $5 million.
Oh,
He
really?
told that kid they got $200,000. And while that was going on, they were evicted from the trailer they lived in.
Oh my gosh. So
Right.
that guy's been a rat from day one.
Yeah, pretty much. They can go back 10 years, and I don't know what took them so long, but I'm not, I am not an accountant, nor do I claim to be. But I'll tell you what, once that woman found that first check, it was so that the murder of Paul stopped that trial in its tracks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it stopped the $30 million lawsuit.
Yeah.
You know, those two deaths, and Maggie owned the beach house. He didn't. The Maggie, so but he inherited it. So, Paul was going to cost him a lot of money and had cost him a lot of money. And
Right.
his wife was sitting on a lot of money and he needed a lot of money.
Wow.
So that's another way to look at it. That's another whole way to look at it.
It's all about
Princess,
money.
thank you for joining in. Thank you for coming. And we'll be here. No, I can't be here tomorrow. I'm sorry. I'm going to be at Cabaret.
Well, that'll be fun.
It will be fun. It will be. Well, she's an assistant stage director, so I'm not going to see her. But I know believe me, they've been doing this for 2.5 months. They've been building sets and they have been working stuff out. And I know everybody's name and I know everything they do and I know everything that happens. I mean, I haven't seen it.
That'll be a fabulous production then.
I can't wait. My mom went, my daughter and her boyfriend went and said it was amazing. So, yeah, I can't wait.
Well, I'm excited for you. So we'll
too.
Friday.
He owns half the beach. Okay, I thought he owned. Yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah. So no. Anyway, thank you for coming up here, Crazy Nurse, because I
enjoyed it.
To help me talk.
I'll do it again.
Thank you.
All right.
Run upstairs and put my wine back, my expensive wine back in the refrigerator. See y'all. I didn't drink the whole thing, so there you are.
Well, the night is young.
And I am not. So I will probably be crawling up the stairs later. Anyway, thank y'all for coming. Seriously, thank you for coming and trusting me with your updates. I do not know what is wrong with y'all, but I will gladly give them. And I might be able to maybe, depending on what kind of day it is tomorrow in the courtroom, I might try to get on like at 6 to 7 because the play starts at 8. I might try to do that. I ain't gonna promise, but I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow, but definitely soon.
Soon.
All right.
Have a great night.
You too. Everybody be safe, be warm, be cool, be whatever.